Hi, good afternoon, math babies. Today is Monday, April 6th. Yes, Monday, April 6th. Um, I hope that y'all all had a good weekend. I'm sorry about last Thursday and Friday. I was having Wi-Fi problems and I could record the videos, but it would not let me download them for some reason. So we're just going to pick up where we left off. And I told you that we were going to still be solving systems, which, remember, systems just means that you have more than one equation. And so, but instead of graphing them like we've been doing, where we've been putting them into slope-intercept form and graphing them, where we're going to do substitution. And the way that you do substitution is you have your two equations. That makes it a system. And you see how I have this y one isolated, y is isolated, and we know that this y is equal to 3x minus 7. Well, that means that in place of y, I can use 3x minus 7 because those two things are equal. So what I'm going to do is over here for this y, since I know that 3x minus 7 is the same thing, I'm going to take this 3x minus 7 and I'm going to put it in for that y right there. And so it's going to look something like this. 2x plus 3 times the quantity, 3x minus 7, is equal to 12. Okay, it's just like this would be a $10 bill and two fives. They have this, they're equal to the same thing. You can give somebody a $10 bill or you can give them two fives. It's still worth the same amount. Well, these two things are worth the same amount, so I can plug that in for that. So then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to distribute, because now we're just working a regular multi-step equation. And I'm going to bring down my 2x because I'm not doing anything with it yet. And then 3 times 3x is going to be my 9x. And remember, we want to make sure that we distribute all the way across. That's one of our little things that we always have an issue with. And we're going to do 3 times negative 7. Positive times a negative is going to give us a negative. So that's going to be negative 21 equals 12. Okay? So the only new thing that we're doing is we're just taking this value that's equal to that y and putting it in there for that y. We've done distributive property. We've done where we put a value in. It's just that the values in the past that we put in have been numbers. So then the next step is nothing new either. I have a 2x and I have a 9x on the same side. So I'm going to add those together and I'm going to get 11x minus 21 is equal to 12. And so I have 11x minus 21. So now I just have a little bitty two-step equation. My x is all tied up with 11, so I know I have to get rid of that negative 21. So I'm going to add 21 to both sides. And I'm going to get 11x is equal to, because that's going to cancel, 33. And I'm going to divide by 11. And I'm going to get that x is equal to 3. So I know that my x and my answer, where they would intersect on that graph, where that point is that would work for both of them, the x would be 3. So now that I have that, in order to get my y, I'm just going to come back up here to where y is isolated, and I'm going to plug in that 3 for that x. I'm going to get 3 times 3 minus 7, and I'm going to have y is equal to 9 minus 7, because 3 times 3 is 9. And then 9 minus 7 would give me y is equal to 2. So my ordered pair that would work for this one is 3, 2. And I always like to go back to the Big Daddy problem and double check it. So if I do 2 times 3, that's going to give me 6. If I do 3 times 2 for that y, that's going to give me 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. And I can double check this one. 2 is y. 3 times 3 for my x is 9. Minus 7 is 2. So that works. Okay? So really we're not doing anything new. The only thing new that we're doing is instead of just plugging in a number for y, we're plugging in this expression right here, this 3x minus 7. So we have to make sure that we plug it in parentheses as a quantity of, so that we do that distributive property and it gets multiplied by everything, since that y is all of this. Okay, so let's try another one. So down here I have 2x minus y is equal to negative 3, and I have x is equal to y plus 1. So this time I have my x isolated, and it's equal to y plus 1. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to substitute in for this x right here, and I'm going to put what it's equal to is y plus 1. So I'm going to do 2, sorry about that, times the quantity, y plus 1, oops, minus y is equal to negative 3. Okay? So nothing new. We've done this all before. It's just the fact that we're having to plug in that expression instead of just a number. Then I'm going to distribute. 2 times y is 2y. 2 times 1 is 2. Make sure you distribute to everything. Then we have minus y equals negative 3. And we're back to that little multi-step. Look for things you can combine. I can combine 2y minus y, and that's just going to leave me with y plus 2 equals negative 3. And now, really, it's a one step because y doesn't have a coefficient. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. And I'm going to get y is equal to negative 5. Okay? So that's my y. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put my ordered pair for my answer, and that's going to be a negative 5. So if you were to graph this, where those two lines intersect, your y would be a negative 5. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put in x is equal to, my y I know is negative 5 plus 1. Well, negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. So my ordered pair would be negative 4, negative 5. So if we were to solve this system right here, these two equations, if we were to solve them the way we did them last week where we graphed them, they would intersect at that negative 4 and negative 5. We would see the two lines cross at that negative 4, negative 5. So I'm just going to double check it. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Minus negative 5, well, if you have minus and negative, that's going to make a plus. So negative 8 plus 5 would give me negative 3, so it works for that one. And I'm just going to come back over here and check this one. Plug in negative 4. Well, negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4, so I know that one works. I hope that y'all have a great week, a Holy Week, leading up to Easter. We would actually, this would be our final week before school let out because this Friday is Good Friday. We would be in the middle of testing, honestly. So I pray that you have a great week. Enjoy time with your family. I love y'all. I miss y'all. Email me if you have any questions or anything. My Blackboard's up to date. I've been sending reminds, so get on. Alex, I love y'all, but y'all need to do some math, okay? Bye-bye.